pretty much Wayrest was under siege, from what I know. And during that time, the king of the orcs had a wonderful idea. So, orcs, no friends to Britons or Red Guards.
Right.
They just like they just defend their like hold.
Yeah. So, Orsinium is it's a moving city. It gets sacked. 100 years later, they build it in another place. It gets sacked again. You know?
Right. They just put it wherever it.
Yeah. They just put it wherever they, plant themselves down. And every single time it's been sacked by Red Guards and Bretons. So there is no love lost between these groups. However, the king of the orcs, Kurog Grobagrak, he later changes his name to Kurog Gro Orsinium, but to make himself sound more kingly.
Right, make it sound legit.
Yeah. He has a great idea. He notices that Shornhelm is left undefended because King Rancer of Rivenspire is in Wayrest trying to sack the city. So Kurog goes, "Hey, orcs, let's go fuck some Bretons." And so he goes to Shornhelm and he sacks the city. Because of that, Rancer has to go back home and stop his city from being destroyed. And by that time, the Red Guard armies, the Breton armies of Emmerich, and the Orc armies surround Rancers and destroy his military. And so, because of that, Emmerich lends a olive branch to the Orcs and offers them to join this covenant between Northern Hammerfell and all of High Rock, and the treaty was signed in Daggerfall, and it is now known as the Daggerfall Covenant.
Okay, well, and I assume they never got sacked before that either, too, so they were terrified of that power. So they were like, well, might as well align here.
Yeah. That and Wayrest is the...
It'd be kind of similar to like Venice and making.
Yeah.
Realizing you don't want to blow your own city up, death might not be the best option.
But yeah. A few important things to note. According to the Daggerfall Covenant, the armies of High Rock and Hammerfell are not allowed to enter the kingdom of Orsinium without the direct approval of the king of Orsinium.
Oh, wow.
Because orcs can't trust Bretons and Red Guards to be anywhere near the city of Orsinium.
That's true, in case they decide to turn on them.
Yeah.
It has to be like led by an orc, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And a few other things. King Fahadajad is not the High King of Hammerfell. That's important to note. He only controls the northern coast, which is the Alakir Desert.
Huh.
So there are 3 primary cities in Hammerfell that always vie for power. You have Sentinel, Hagath, and Tanith. And so you have the king of Tanith, the lady of Tanith. You actually get to interact with some people who are related to her in the Thieves Guild quest. She does not like Fahadajad for multiple reasons. The king of Hagath is actually related to Fahadajad very distantly, and they both claim to be the rightful king of all Hammerfell. Pretty much one of their great-great-great-great-grandfathers was a high king, and there hasn't been a high king since, because every person of those 2 lines has claimed the throne from the other.
Right.
But yeah, the Daggerfall Covenant. The reason why they fight in the Alliance War, lore-wise, is because they want to restore the Second Empire. Do you know anything about the Second Empire?
No, was that? Did they put that
Um,
in anything in the lore of any of the games or anything?
yeah,
Like that? Was
yeah.
that in Redguard? So when did
Uh,
Redguard fall? That would have been.
Redguard was the end of the Second Era. So
Oh, okay,
it's
that
like
was after.
300 years ahead of this game. So he was proclaimed, he was given the title of Ysmir. And it wasn't until the Battle of Sancre-Tor where he made the collective armies of Skyrim and High Rock fall under his authority. He was given the nickname Talos. He was known as General Talos until then. And so what happened was is that after they conquered Skyrim and High Rock, they moved down to Cyrodiil and they conquered all. Who was the name Ysmir Wulfarth. He was the High King of Skyrim way back in the first era, and he was a tongue, like he knew how to shout. They summoned him back to life to help Yoren fight.
Isn't Ismir a dragon in like
No.
Norse mythology? That name.
No, I don't think so. Ysmir in Elder Scrolls lore, it's their language for Dragon of the North.
Oh, okay.
But so he goes, he has the help of a dragonborn who knows how to shout, and they make their way to the plains of Stone Falls, to an area that's later known as Vivek's Antlers. And so what happens is that the Kamal are met by an army of Nords to the west, and the entire army of Morrowind to the east, led by Almalexia and Vivek, the two god, god rulers of Morrowind. And the fight is starting to go bad for them. So what Vivek does is he, for a brief moment, gives everyone in the Nord and Dunmer militaries, he gives them the ability to breathe water, and he floods Stone Falls in order to kill the Kamali invaders. What? And so they don't wipe out the entire army, and they're still trying to clear it all. And just at the right time, a army of Argonian cavalry come and wipe out the the rest of the Kamali invaders.
Well, 'cause they can
Argonian
breathe
cavalry just
water
doesn't
and
sound right.
What?
Argonian cavalry just doesn't sound right.
Imagine an
frogs.
army of Argonians riding dwarves.
well, and they can
I was
breathe
imagining
underwater and
frogs.
everything else, so
Yeah.
they could essentially be the
And
best.
Yeah, and so what happened is that after that, due to the big ass invasion, due to so much loss of life, the Nords and the Dunmer come together and they create a defensive pact in the nearby town of Ebonheart. And due to the Argonians' bravery in helping them defeat the Kamali, they banish they pretty much abolish slavery of Argonians, not anybody else but Argonians. And they invite them to join the.
I like how everyone just got rid of slavery just because the other side kind of helped them out a little bit. Like,
The whole time I've been laying here feeling like I'm listening to an audiobook.
Yeah, and so the reason why the Pact fights, I kind of hinted at earlier, defense. Skyrim wants to remain Skyrim. They don't want to be part of an empire ruled
Right.
by men or elves, the damn elves. And so they just want to be an independent Skyrim. Morrowind, same thing. They want to have their own rule. Hell, their rulers are gods.
Yeah.
No one is more fit to rule them than a god, you know? And the Argonians pretty much are like asking for protection. You know?
Argonians were just at the right place at the right time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now, weren't the Akavir, aren't they essentially like alien gods? Nobody really
Um,
knows.
Okay, so there are five races of Akaviri. You have a group of men that were just called Akaviri, but they were
No. I wasn't able to get in.
they were wiped out, and they no longer exist. They are an extinct race, but the other four races are still alive. You have the Tangmo, which are like monkey people, and they live in a land called the Thousand Monkey Islands. It's pretty much like a archipelago.
Oh, it's not the one that's
I
like.
think it's
to the
pronounced
south?
archipelago.
I thought it was like Archipelagio. I have no idea.
I don't think it's that one.
I think we all get the point anyway.
An Arca. Just call it an Arca.
Archipelago? Now I'm confused.
Whatever. A big set of islands that are easily
Oh no, I know
able
what they
to
are.
jump
just,
around. You know?
Yeah, I know what they are.
The
it's just-
bizarre pronunciation of it.
Yeah. But okay, so continuing. And then you have the Kapotun, which are for lack of better terms, dragon cats.
Sounds like the best type of cat.
So imagine a Khajiit but with scaly wings. Yeah.
Man, that
Better
is
breathe
like
fire.
fan fiction
Yeah.
waiting to happen.
They are ruled
there
by
isn't.
a god king named Toshraka, which if you switch the words around, the letters around a little bit, you get
There's no
Akatosh.
Mm.
Yeah. So you have the god king Toshraka. He hates snakes. And he hates the Seichi, which are snake people. It's very controversial what the Seichi look like. We don't know what they look like. All we can say is that they are scaly. They are snake people, and they are generally vampires as well. However, they worship dragons.
That makes sense.
And so they invaded Tamriel a long time ago in the first era, and when they found Raymond Cyrodiil, they bowed to him because they knew he was dragonborn. And so what they did is that they swore fealty to Raymond Cyrodiil, and that's where the dragon guard comes from. The Dragon Guard.
Like the blades? That's where they
Yeah.
origin?
Yeah, the Dragon Guard is later known as the Blades. Also, there is another military order of Seichi known as the Siphon, and the Siphon became the Fighters Guild.
I think it'd be really interesting to have a game set in the
First
their
era.
land. Yeah.
Well, I don't think that'll ever happen. I don't think Akavir will ever happen, but I do think possibly going back to the first era could. And so the last race of the Akaviri is the Kamal, which are snow demons. So, like I said, imagine White Walker. If you've ever watched Game of Thrones, which I hope you have,
Yeah,
because
that's
it's
an
a really
incredible
good
series.
show.
I'm just amazed they have such a diverse race dichotomy over there.
Yeah,
They have dragon cats and snake people and demons in the snow, all in one like region.
well, it's one continent, roughly the same size as Tamriel, so
Oh, really? It's its own.
yeah,
Yeah, it's separate.
fucking massive.
Wasn't there like 4 other continents on the planet?